Is it easier to learn a language if you have studied linguistics? Hello, I'm Dr. Julian Northbrook from doingenglish.com, and what a spectacular question, and who better positioned to answer this one than I, Julian Northbrook. Back in the day, when I was learning my second language, I was struggling immensely. As a beginner learning Japanese, things seemed pretty easy and I progressed fast. But as soon as I hit that dreaded intermediate barrier, everything ground to a halt. Suddenly it didn't matter what I did, and I did a lot. I put enormous amounts of time and energy into trying to improve my Japanese. I mean, I had passed the highest level of the Japanese proficiency test, yet still I didn't feel like I could use the language well in my work and in my day-to-day life. I did everything trying to improve, but I was constantly spinning my wheels, going round and round and round in circles, and just not going anywhere. No matter what I did, nothing seemed to have any kind of impact on my actual proficiency in the language. Eventually, I gave up. And I decided to focus my time and attention on something else instead. If I did a master's, I may be able to teach at a higher level, get paid more for it, I thought. So I enrolled on a master's in applied linguistics with a focus on English language teaching. The funny thing is I took this course in order to become a better English teacher, but the biggest benefit was actually for me, because suddenly the reason why I've been spinning my wheels all that time and never improving became crystal clear, and the path forward also became crystal clear. Armed with the knowledge that I gained from that master's, and then of course later in my PhD research, I went at Japanese like a maniac and fixed all my problems and improved pretty fast. Now, one thing I am going to say here related to the original question is I think it does depend on what kind of linguistics you study, because there are different kinds. If you are more into the traditional linguistics where you are studying the syntax and the phonology of English and all of that good stuff, I think it's arguable how useful that would be for a language learner. I personally studied applied linguistics, and the applied part means it is a practical form of. I spent most of my time during my master's studying the behavioral psychology of language learning, as well as psycholinguistics, which is the cognitive psychology of language processing, i.e. what is happening up here in the brain when you speak and comprehend and learn languages and all of that good stuff. As well as, of course, when I went on to PhD level and I focused on formulaic language, or what I like to call quite simply chunks, and how they can be used in order to help people just like you to build fluency and naturalness in English as quickly and easily as possible. So the point I'm trying to make there is my studies in linguistics had a very, very practical focus. If you're into more theoretical stuff, I'm not too sure how useful that would be. One point I want to make here, and it's a slight digression, but it's an important one. During my time as a master's student and as a PhD student, one thing that struck me again and again and again was that we have this enormous wealth of knowledge in the academic research, decades and decades of knowledge that has been compiled by the world's greatest minds as far as the topic of second language acquisition is concerned. And none of that ever seems to actually be used in the classroom. It's like there is a huge disconnect between the academic knowledge and what teachers and language learners actually do. It's like the two sides are speaking a totally different language and they're unable to communicate to each other, which is, of course, why I have made this my mission here on this YouTube channel, as well as, of course, in everything that I do, my coaching courses, my work with my clients, absolutely everything, to take that wealth of knowledge and to translate it in a way that people just like you can actually benefit from it. One final point, if you do want to improve in English as a second language, should you then run off and do a master's in linguistics? Well, if you really, really want to do a master's in linguistics, or you can benefit from that master's in some way, have at it. If you just want to improve your English, That's probably a little bit extreme and certainly not necessary, because that's why people like me exist. I've done all that hard work, so you don't have to. And of course, the best place to start for that is doingenglish.com/free training. Study the free 1-hour training that I put together. It's going to teach you the 5 top things that you need to know about improving as a higher level speaker of English as a second language. Somebody who speaks okay English, but wants to go beyond slow and awkward sounding and speak at incredible levels of fluency, naturalness, and confidence. Once again, that's doingenglish.com/free training. Check it out. I'll see you on the other side, and I'll see you in the next video. See you soon, guys. Bye-bye.